This is Gary Atencia with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. We are here discussing Monitor My Meds. Since 2011, they have provided an application that sends reminders, messages to folks on the other side via their telephone, basically letting them know when to take their medications, friendly reminders. I am here with the CEO. Mark, let me ask you first of all, you yourself, you have over 40 years of experience as an attorney, entrepreneur. You obviously have a mindset for solutions. What is it that got you involved in this industry?
I think there was a confluence of three things. One is I was helping a friend who has a company that makes a sophisticated medication dispensing device and got involved. The second thing is that 8 years ago, my wife had a kidney transplant, and we came home from the hospital with a bag of about 27 medications, and she started crying because she had no idea how to sort that out. And the third thing is, like a lot of people, I have a 92-year-old mother in Florida that we worry about, and both of my other brothers live away from her, so we always think about her meds and how she's doing.
What a wonderful story. Obviously, as we age, one of the things that tends to go, even from myself, I've noticed is memory. Maybe misplacing your keys, possibly a phone number, a birthday. But when folks forget to take their medication, it can be a much more serious situation. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. Right now, we're experiencing about $250 billion a year, they say, in unnecessary emergency room visits and hospitalizations because of medication non-adherence, as they call it.
So you're basically saying even if a person doesn't have a problem with memory, these are some pretty complicated schedules of medication that folks are being put on.
Yeah, we're kind of in this strange paradox where as you get older, your medication schedules generally tend to get more complex, but at the same time, your ability to comply diminishes.
Obviously, as like you said, we get older. One of the things we want to keep is our independence, and taking medications now part of a daily routine. How is it you're able to help with the application for the folks that are taking their medications?
Well, the idea we came up with was kind of a takeoff on the old Ma Bell saying that calling them is the next best thing to being there, except that in today's world, we were able to add digital recording to that and voice recognition on the patient's end and digital messaging via text message and email. So when you kind of put all that together, you wind up with the ability to record messages as a caregiver and get those responses and get them quickly by email and text message and take action if you need to.
So you're basically saying not only are you giving some independence to the folks that are taking the medication, but really peace of mind for the family, the caregivers of these folks as well, because they're able to monitor and making sure that adherence is taking place.
That's the whole idea, is to retain independence by our seniors, some dignity in their lives, but at the same time give peace of mind to their children or caregivers that the matter is being taken care of.
That'd be great for family, obviously. You said you receive a message as a reminder. How personal can you make that message if you're a family member?
Well, the recording capability is unlimited, so you can record any kind of message you want in any language you want. The voice recognition will bring back the response from the patient, and obviously, depending on what language you're in, you'll know what to do. Usually the messages are fairly straightforward. You know, did you take your meds this morning? And yes and no. But somebody might say help or call me or I need you to call me, and you'll be able to get that and act on it.
Obviously, this works for medications. What about even reminders for, let's say, a doctor's appointment or a possible checkup? Can they be used for that as well?
Sure, you can record any message. It can be a reminder without needing a response. You know, I tell my mom sometimes that she has an appointment. I don't need her to respond to me. I just want to remind her that she took it. So you can really do almost anything with the system. Wellness calls are a major aspect of our system, where you're calling somebody in the morning just to check up and find out if they're okay, did they get up. It's very commonly used in independent living facilities to make sure that everybody's okay, and they can tell you that.
There's a back end where you can track these responses, do a follow-up later if need be. What type of hardware do we need as the family?
You need a microphone-enabled computer, which is virtually every computer today, and mom on her end really needs a phone. She doesn't even need internet access. Could be an analog phone or a cell phone, depending on what they happen to have.
This has to work great for folks that are, have managed care. Let's say even a home or a facility where they're actually trying to monitor more than one patient.
Right. The idea was that a caregiver who has multiple patients, particularly like a Medicare, Medicaid, rural setting, the caregiver can record a series of messages personalized to each patient and make sure they're all there. Obviously, she can't be at every patient's home at 9 o'clock in the morning when they're taking their morning meds or evening meds for that matter.
What about for a hospital? Can hospitals actually apply this as well and manage multiple accounts or possibly even make sure that discharge orders are taken care of?
That's a good point. We think discharge instructions for elderly people are particularly troublesome because it's a new pattern. There's either new meds or new activities or new routines or things like that. So being able to reinforce those with our system, we think would help.
Not only is poor medication adherence dangerous, but is it actually costly to the healthcare industry?
Well, again, they say it costs hundreds of billions of dollars a year. We also know it accounts for 23% of admissions to senior living communities from an independent home just on account of medication non-adherence.
Mark, obviously this is peace of mind, not only for the family, the caregiver, but the person who's actually taking the meds. They can basically go on with their day-to-day life. And quite honestly, we're talking about as much as possibly a couple cups of coffee per month.
That's right. The cost is very, very low. The technology has already been built, and there's no reason not to use it.
There's no reason we can't take a proactive approach in our healthcare.
Absolutely, and we should.
Viewers, if you take a look at the bottom of the screen right there, what you're going to see is their website. On the website there, you're going to get some clearer ideas, obviously, of how you can use this system. Quite honestly, he's made it very easy for folks out there. And possibly you're a family member who lives far away, and this is the way that you would like to really stay connected in some way. This might be a great fit for you. But if you're not sure if it's a proper technique or an application that you would be able to use, reach out to them. They're going to give you a demonstration. They will set up a demonstration that can actually show you how this works. The application itself obviously is very useful, but I imagine when you put it together, you want to make sure that it was easy to use. There's really no installation. There's no maintenance. What does a person need?
On the caregiver's end or the family end, they don't need anything other than the ability to receive a text message or an email. And on mom's end, if you will, she needs a phone. It was all designed to be as easy to use as possible by our seniors and for them to do what they've always done, which is answer the phone. And on the other hand, for a busy caregiver who is moving around and doing a lot of things, to be able to pick up their cell phone and take a quick check and see if there's anything they need to tend to, we thought that was convenient.
I think as a society, we always want to be able to do more, especially possibly for our parents, but many times they live far away. This is a great way to basically kind of know what's going on in their lives and at the same time taking a proactive approach in healthcare.
Yeah, it's a similar idea to what's commonly known as personal emergency response. You see those ads all the time where the senior's wearing a pendant or something to gauge whether they fell down. But this is for medications, obviously. But it's the same idea. We want to monitor them without it being intrusive on their lives, but at the same time getting some peace of mind that we know they're adhering to their med schedules.
So really you're promoting well care, not sick care.
Absolutely.
I love it. Wonderful. Last time viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. That is Monitor My Meds. The website is right there. They've got contact information there as well. Keep in mind if you're a family, possibly a caregiver, hospitals, any place where medications are taking place, very hard in a daily routine. This was developed basically out of a need that he found personally, and it can be very complicated, something new for a lot of folks, and that is taking medication. Well, no longer do you have to basically tie something around your finger to remind you. You now can rely on technology. That is Monitor My Meds. Denver, Colorado, this is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.